By the time you finish grad school, and by the time you've done all your supervised work and you're ready to work on your own, therapists have learned about all kinds of tools and techniques. And we're all too happy to tell you about them, to tell you how these things are going to change your life. That if you commit to doing to these prescribed activities, you'll be amazed at all the things you can accomplish. And a lot of the time, we are completely full of shit. We tell people to do specific things because we were told to tell people to do specific things. Because people seemingly wiser and more experienced shared their wisdom, and we took copious notes about all the things that make life better. Because we read hundreds of books and journal articles about all these therapeutic tools and techniques. Or maybe we skimmed those things just to get enough of an understanding to pass ourselves off as experts. Or it's something we learned at a workshop or some free lunch and learn where we scrolled through our phones while listening to somebody drone on and on just so we can get a continuing education credit. Don't get me wrong, therapists spend an inordinate amount of time learning how to do this job and how to do it well. And every year, we invest time in continuing education and learning new skills. If I'm really pulling back the curtain and really being honest about what happens behind the scenes, if I'm really demystifying this a bit, I have to admit that a lot of what we tell people isn't because we believe it, but we've been trained or conditioned to say it. Think about it this way. At every checkup, your doctor talks about the foods you eat and how much you exercise and why you should smoke less or drink less. Sounds familiar, right? How many of our doctors actually look like a paragon of physical health? Do all doctors practice what they preach? Of course not. Do all mechanics really change their oil every 7,500 miles? Do they all really change their air filters every 15,000 miles? Do they all really check the air pressure of their tires every week? Of course not. Lots of experts say things because that's what they're taught. For me, the thing I've advised people to do for more than 15 years is journaling. And honest to God, for the first 14 of those years, I had no idea how to do it or why it even mattered. Didn't care. Books, journals, workshops, professors, colleagues, my own therapist over the years, blog posts, TikToks, Instagram, YouTube, lots of reputable and sometimes not so reputable sources proclaiming the benefits of journaling. So why not tell people to do it? And as you recall, I talked about journaling in prior videos. It's part of my recovery process. So me being me, I did the thing that brings me comfort and eases my mind. Reading and research. Most journaling for mental health falls into a few distinct categories: gratitude journaling, expressive or reflective writing, bullet journaling, art journaling, and daily logs. For the most part, they're actually what they sound like. Daily logs are things we use between therapy sessions to track moods or anxiety or food intake or medication compliance. Art journaling helps develop or channel creative skills. It's a safe space to visually express thoughts and feelings for those times when words just aren't enough or maybe words aren't possible. Bullet journaling combines several journaling goals into a very organized system. A little too organized for me. Some people use it as a daily diary, a calendar, a task manager, a place to reflect and process things. Gratitude journaling, something I have really come to enjoy, helps build a habit of being thankful. It's a way to identify areas we really are in some way blessed or fortunate or doing well. Over time, we see more of those positive things, and it improves our well-being. Expressive or reflective journaling is probably what most of us think of when we think about journaling for mental health reasons. The name's kind of a giveaway. It's writing to reflect on life and process emotions and experiences. There you have it. 5 most common forms of therapeutic journaling. That's not all the ways you can journal. There are probably a dozen more ways or styles, but these are the ones we most use in a therapy context. And why do we do that? Besides people smarter than us told us to do it and told me to tell you to do it. There's actually a good amount of research, genuine, peer-reviewed, published research that documents how journaling improves mental health. In one study of people suffering depression, the participants who journaled every day about emotional events reported less symptoms of depression at the end of the study. That would be expressive or reflective writing. The participants who journaled about mundane events did not have the same reduction in symptoms. There are many more studies that produce similar findings. Other studies of depressed folks found that gratitude journaling counteracted negative thought patterns and improved overall mood. People with anxiety who struggle with negative thoughts or rumination often find relief by externalizing those thoughts. They write them out in detail, giving power to the words, and then they're more able to put those thoughts aside rather than obsessing over them. Another way anxious folks journal successfully is by using their journal entries for perspective shifting. For example, if I'm worried for some reason I'm about to lose my job, it's easy to get stuck in this negative thought pattern like, if I lose this job, I'll never get another one that's good. But if we use journaling to think about other possibilities, other perspectives, we start reframing along the lines of, if I lose this job, I'll find another one I like even more. Or, I'm not going to lose this job just because I fucked up on a report. Or maybe even, why am I thinking about losing this job just because layoffs are coming? I might even get promoted. With anxiety, journaling has been clinically shown to reduce mental distress and increase resiliency. Trauma is another area where journaling can be helpful. It sounds counterintuitive at first, but journaling about traumatic events can help reduce PTSD symptoms over time. Yes, there is a possibility that journaling will be a trigger at first, which is where a skilled therapist comes in. But expressive writing about traumatic events helps us reprocess the events and better manage symptoms over time. Lots of reasons to do journaling for mental health. What was new to me in my reading is that journaling can improve physical functioning. One study I read showed that expressive writing can help healing physical wounds. Now, this study sounded kind of painful to me, but participants were asked to journal every day for 20 minutes. Half wrote about things that upset them, and half wrote about time management. They all had a biopsy on their arms to make a small wound, intentionally creating a wound. By day 11, 76% of those who journaled about upsetting life events had healed, compared to only 42% of those who journaled about time management. Other studies showed health benefits too. Lower blood pressure, improved lung and liver functioning, less time spent in a hospital in recovery from surgical or other medical procedures, fewer stress-related visits to the doctor, less missed work from physical symptoms tied to anxiety like stomach distress or headaches. Lots of benefits to journaling. And I'm seeing the benefits too. When I got started journaling last year, it was because I watched a video by Ryan Holiday about Stoic journaling. There's a link if you want to check out the video. I recommend it. I do the same journaling technique he talks about in this video. Yes, using 4 journals a day. But it takes me less than 30 minutes and usually less than 20 minutes for the entire day. I start with my morning Stoic journal entry. Then I do my gratitude journal entry. Then my 1 line a day entry. And I end with my expressive or reflective writing. That's the free-form writing that I do. I save that one for last because I find that when I do the other 3 first, which usually takes me between 7 and 10 minutes, I'm much more focused on what I need to reflect on. I end the day with my evening Stoic journal entry, which takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes that reflective entry is 5 minutes, maybe a page. Sometimes it's something really big and takes me a few pages and even a solid 20 minutes for that one part. All depends on the day and what's going on in my life. But usually, all 4 can be done in less than 30 minutes. And here's what I've learned from my own journaling. I can carry some of my entries into therapy sessions and process them for deeper meaning. I don't usually do that, but often this level of journaling guides my therapy agenda. I walk in the door knowing exactly what I need to talk about. Another thing I've learned is that I really do have a lot to be grateful for in my life. Things I often overlook or take for granted or don't even think about because I'm too focused on negative events or because I'm too blinded by my layers of privilege. I also discovered lots of things I should be sharing with my boyfriend. I was writing them out, processing them, but they were things we needed to discuss, and I was too scared or too distracted or too stubborn to have the conversations. Hindsight. Probably the biggest thing I've learned about myself through this journaling process is that I have been lying to myself about a lot of things for a lot of years. About how happy I am with some friendships or family relationships. About how secure I am in my relationship. About how rewarding I find my work. About my confidence as a parent. About my goals for the future. I have been lying to myself for years. And when I put pen to paper, it forced me to confront those lies. I don't think I was actively trying to deceive myself. I think I was in denial. And it wasn't until I gave myself permission to be open and honest that I was able to see it for what it was. Not a comfortable revelation, but certainly helpful. And now I am feeling much better about so many things. Not where I want to be, not yet. But I'm feeling better about even the not great things because I'm being honest with myself and with other people. I'm giving myself space to make other plans for my life. I'm giving myself space to explore what I really feel and really want. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's unclear at first. But as it unfolds, it's always helpful. Working the journaling into this unconventional, intensive treatment plan of mine has really helped me a lot. Yes, I have much more gratitude for things and people and experiences in my life. My mood has gotten better, and I think journaling is a part of that, along with the medication and other efforts. My anxiety has gotten much better, and again, I think journaling is a part of that. Most of all, I have much more clarity of thought. I'm much more focused. I have a much better understanding of who I am and what I want. It's not perfect. I don't think it ever will be, but it's better in so many ways. And now I can tell people to journal for their mental health because I know it works. For real, I believe in it. It's a thing. That's where I'm at today. I'm going to go journal some more. I'll check in tomorrow.